care of them customers, but we're going to finish what we started here. We're going to do the finish work on this plug job and show you how it comes out. Wait for some peeps to get signed on here. Wait for some people to get signed on. I lost everybody. Well, we'll give it a few minutes. We'll give it a few minutes. We got one person. Whoever that one person is, let me know who you are. We're going to finish up doing this finish work on this bowling ball like I showed you. I'm just going to start doing the work. There's people in the chat. Let me know, guys. Let me know who's here. We had to cut the other live short because I had customers walk in. But I kind of want to finish showing you what we started here. Right now I'm just shaving down the last little bit of epoxy to get it flush with the ball. So for all those naysayers that say I don't use my tools, I'm pretty sure you've been watching me use my tools here all day long today. Hand tools, big tools, little tools. And for the naysayers that say that I handle bowling shoes all day long for a living, just know you don't know what you're talking about. But thanks. It's getting close. There's a little bit more on this side of the ball. How many perfect games do I got? I stopped counting after 10. Because once you have 10 or whatever, it's all like, act like you've been there before. Some guys count all the way up to 100. It's over 40, 300 games, and over 15 or 20 800 series so far. I don't know. By the time I'm done bowling, I'll probably have 100. I said, once I reach 100 perfect games, I'll probably end up being done with bowling, barring any catastrophe injury. Hello, I can't pronounce your name, but hello. Oh, we finally got 24 people watching. You got one? That's okay. It's somewhere to start, though, right? You got to start somewhere. I tell you what, my first one was the hardest one. So you got that out of the way. I had like 12 299s before I got my first 300. And my first 300, it was the worst shot in the 12th frame of all time. I left the bucket, and a pin came over and knocked the whole bucket down. And I ended up getting over that hump, and then I ended up bowling like 10 300s that year. It was crazy. It was crazy. Once I got that first one out of the way, it was like opening the floodgates. All right, we're going to have to sand this down. Let me get some sandpaper here. I have to sand this down just a little bit. Who knows? Maybe I'll show you guys me drilling this ball too. There's people out there watching. Double tap that screen for me. Give me a like. Please and thank you. Thank you for watching. I know we had over 100 people watching before I had to cut it short about a half hour ago. But I had to take care of my customer. Hey, got me a like. Let's go. Got me a like. All right, now that we got that situated, oh, we got 3 likes. What do you know? What do you know? What do you say? Now we're going to sand this down. We're going to get this completely smooth with the surface. Once you guys see this, you'll be able to see just how flush it is, and it'll be like the holes weren't ever there. And then we can re-drill it for the customer, and then the guy's bowling and happy, right? Bowling, bowling, bowling. I will do some bowling. How does the biggest sissy on YouTube today? Oh yeah, I guess I'm a sissy. Gotta love keyboard warriors. Definitely wouldn't be saying that shit to my face, but you know, feel like they are, doing something to annoy somebody. Let's see here. That's 150 grit. We need 220 grit. 220 grit. It's blurry. I definitely would if you weren't on this back. Whatever, dude. I'm not even paying attention to you. Have a nice life. Thank you, LF. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to see you guys from a distance. LFL83. Thank you. Yeah, the wood kept cracking. It's because that wood's been down there for a minute. I think it got a little dried out, and that's why it kept cracking like that. I got to go buy some more wood. Let me know if it's still blurry, guys. It could be because some splatter got on the camera. Could be the internet out here, too. We're out in like a rural, we're out in like out in the boons out here. We're just outside of Buffalo. See if the Wi-Fi will help. Because I'm a professional ball follower. Bye-bye. Have a nice life. Yeah, I know, right? Like, what a douchebag, right? I just had to block him. I even tried ignoring him. I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. I guess I'm a professional ball polisher, Like, I just didn't show using a drill press that guy could only dream of having, right? Meanwhile, he uses his little Milwaukee drill at home and thinks he's some big tough guy. Christopher Robin. It's electricity, interface, or vibration. Why are most rude? He's just working, showing his, yeah, exactly, his trade. Yeah, I know. I don't understand it, though. I'm just here, trying to show you guys what I do. We started this live stream a little while ago when I was cutting down the epoxy on the ball, and then a customer walked in, so I had to go, and I said I'd be back in a little bit. And I just wanted to show you guys a finished job. That's all. I guess I don't know. The guy's a fucking loser. He's always on my page trolling. I try to ignore him, and then he just keeps coming. But I don't care anymore. Thank you, Denny, for whatever the hell bench shot. He probably has another, and I'm pretty sure the Walt Sucks guy's got multiple channels or multiple usernames, and he just keeps coming and coming and coming. It's like, dude, get a life, bro. Get a life, man. Like, you don't like me? That's fine. I don't care. You don't have to like me. Don't watch. Go somewhere else. Other people want to see this. He's one of the ones saying that I hand out bowling shoes for a living. When I don't. I use bigger, badder-ass tools every day of my life than what that guy does. That guy uses a tiny-ass little impact driver and acts like he's a, God-gifted tool or something. Yeah, he probably is, Denny. Probably a Dancing Bear top-tier member. Yep. A little butthurt Harbor Freight fanboy. So right now we're up to 500 grit. We started with 150 grit, then we went to 220, Then now we're on 500 grit. Then we'll go to 1,000, and then we'll finish it off with 1,500 grit. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm letting it roll off. For every tough guy on the internet, you know what I mean? Wouldn't dare say that to me to my face. I'll just tell you that right now. See how my hand keeps moving back and forth on the ball? Because if you just sand one spot, you're gonna, sorry, you're gonna leave a flat spot. I'm also using water so that there isn't all this dust in the air. Always wet sand. Nobody wants to be breathing in that shit. It gets all over my ball displays, and don't get me wrong, dust goes, you know, everywhere in the shop anyways, but it's even worse if you don't wet sand. Gotta wet sand them. Alright, that should be good with 500 grit. Give it a little wipey. Let's see where we're at here. Let's see where we're at here. That's where we're at. You can see where the hole was, but you can see how flush it is. Or you can't even feel the plug or the epoxy there. But we still got to get more sanding lines out, so we got to go up to 1,000. Let's see. We'll do 1,500. We'll just do 1,500. That's good. Man, I wish them guys didn't walk in, because we had over 100 people watch. Now we only got 10. Sucks. Hey, Denny, what did that douchebag bench shot say? Oh, it was the same guy? Okay. That's what I figured. All right. There she be. Yeah, talk all tough. Yeah. No, I told him I'm not even paying attention to you, right? I told him I wasn't even going to pay attention to him. And then he just kept coming, and I said, you know, you probably wouldn't be saying this to my face, but, you know, I don't want to deal with you, so guess what? Have a nice life, and I blocked him. Let's see. Let's see how she looks. Flip her around here. There she is. See how even that is? Don't mind all that. That'll all come off with some acetone. See how smooth that is? You can't even feel the epoxy. Can't even feel the epoxy. That's how you do it right there. All right. I didn't bring my stand with me, so bear with me, guys. We got to plug one more hole on this ball too. I'll show you how I do that, guys. There, a little acetone. There we go. Show you guys the drill press in action here. Let's see. Let me get this all set up on the drill press and I'll show you guys. Give me 30 seconds, guys. All right. Let me flip it around. So, yeah, bear with me, right? I didn't even really meant for that to be a pun, but I guess, hey, if it works, right? All right. So this is the last hole that's got to be plugged on this ball. It's an old weight hole. We used to drill weight holes to counterbalance the ball, so it was within USB-C specifications, okay? But weight holes are illegal now. So, but as you can see the bevel on the hole. If you try to plug it with the bevel on there, the plug's just going to fall right out. So you need a sharp edge. So what you do is you take a drill bit a little bit bigger than the hole, and you go down nice and easy when you're first entering the ball, like that. And you only want to go about 1/4 of an inch down. Cuts through it like a hot knife through butter, don't it? All right, now you take the shop vac. Boom, now she's ready to plug. These are all carbide tip bits that we use. As you can see them all right here. Got some more up there. But yeah. Now the bevel is off of that hole, right? Now you can fill it with the epoxy. And this is really kind of like my secondary press, because this is my second location. It's a smaller location, but my big location in Lockport has like the Cadillac of all drill presses. Talk about just buttery smooth. That thing is so fun to use every day. I have so much fun using that thing. Now this is the plug bench. Can't you tell? It's a little messy in here, guys. I haven't been in here all summer long. So I'm slowly starting to get cleaned up, get stocked up, and get ready for this year's bowling season. Now, how do you plug that hole, they say? Won't it just seep everywhere? Yeah, it will. But you use a little putty or clay. Let me see if I can get this phone set up to where it can just sit somewhere. Let me see. Let me see if I can do something like this. All right, flip it back. Maybe down here. There we go. All right. So there's the hole, right? What up, Jimmy? So now we're gonna plug it. Get your little putty. Go in here, get it nice and soft. Okay. Now we're gonna build a wall or a dam. What did you miss? Well, I had plugged that hole. I don't know if you can see it because I do a good job. That used to be a thumb hole. So I cut down the plug and smoothed it out. Everybody watch that. And now we're plugging the last hole on the bowling ball. And then tomorrow I'll be able to drill it for the customer. Yeah, there was already holes in this ball, but I plugged them up, and I'm plugging the last one right now. Show the drill press in action. Okay, now that we got our dam made, D-A-M-N, like that, okay? So that the wet epoxy won't leak out. You want to make sure you got your, your edges all right so it don't leak out on you. Now, we take some epoxy. That's all it is, epoxy. We take a cup. We put the cup here. It's 1 and 1. So how much I feel like that's going to be, it's probably going to be 20 and 20 or 30 and 30 milliliters. So it'd be like 60 milliliters. And it'll probably still be a little bit too much, but I'd rather be on the safe side so I don't have to mix, because this is the biggest pain in the ass out of the whole job, is mixing the shit. Is that a Looney Tunes bomb? No. It's an old Rev from Mo-Rich. It's an old solid Lev RG core from Mo-Rich. Okay. All right, now we got it all measured out. What up, Eddie? Now we're gonna take a little pigment here. A little coloring, just so it's not clear. I ran out of dark blue, so I'm just gonna use black. It'll blend in with this navy blue color anyways. Just like that. Bada boom, bada bang. Take a stick. You always want to mix slow. If you mix fast, you're going to get a ton of bubbles. And I hate bubbles in my work. As you can tell, there's no bubbles in the work that I just showed you, because I hate bubbles. If you're a pro shop operator and you're handing somebody back a bowling ball that's plugged and it's got a shit ton of bubbles in it, have a little bit more attention to detail. There, I said it. What are you talking about? What fancy words am I using? I'm not using fancy words. I just told you what the bowling ball name was. If that's using fancy words, then it's not even important. Who gives a shit? Think what you want. You asked what type of bowling ball it was, and I frickin' told you. I don't know how that's fancy terms. It's literally plastered on the side of it. Oh, all right. Sorry. I've had a lot of people coming at me here the last few days, so if I'm a little on edge, that's why. It hasn't been an easy last couple of days. Three gay fish was timed out. I can only imagine what that guy said. Yeah, I know, Eddie. So you want to mix this, and as you're mixing it, you really want to scrape the sides. Get everything mixed evenly. You don't want to mix too fast, and you definitely don't want to mix too slow because then it won't really mix that good. But I like to do figure eights and then scrape. Figure eight, then scrape, and just do that for a couple of minutes. And then when you pour, you want to pour slow. You don't want to just dump it all in there. You want to pour it slow. All right, that should be good. Now when you pour, you just want to pour it slow. All right, I did have too much. But like I said, I'd rather be on the safe side than not the safe side. I like to get all the bubbles out. I take a little lighting wand here, go over the top of it, get all the bubbles. You're popping as we speak. And then boom. You turn it around, and that's what you got. Now that will harden overnight, and it'll be ready for me to drill tomorrow. If you can see, that's where one of the holes was at. As you can tell, it's completely flush with the ball. You can't even tell by just feeling it that that hole was there. The setting time on this, it actually gets hard like within an hour, you know, hard to the touch, but it says 6-hour cure time, but I always like to let it sit overnight. Because when I go to shave that plug down, I don't want it to be soft, because if it's soft, it's gonna, once it does get fully hardened, it's gonna fluctuate, and then you're gonna have a flat spot. So I always let the plug sit at least 24 hours so it's fully cured, and then I do my finish work on it. He started with spam, then used a term that our other channels don't permit. Okay. Sounds good, honey. You're the boss, applesauce. Yeah, pigments. Yeah, Eddie, pigments. Oh, and let's just go over here. Don't mind the mess, guys. We're not open in the summer. But for all the people, in case they're watching and spying, that say that I don't own my businesses, that's Butch Ben Hazelton. He owned this location for almost 50 years and retired into his 80s. I ended up taking over the location with my friend Brad. And what does that say? We would like to welcome Joshua Nowak and his second location of 10 in the Pit Pro Shop to the Wimbledon Lanes family. So there you go. Just in case some of these guys want to, you know, say stupid shit. All right. Well, now that I kind of showed you what I do, that's just a little bit of what I do. Let's see. That's just a little bit of what I do. Of course, we got 28 people watching now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rabbit Flyer 5. It's been this whole, that's why I was a little on edge with you there. It's this whole huge thing with another big channel. Long story short, he did something really egregious. I called him out for it because he did it. I don't even really want to talk about it, but he did it. And then all of his fan base started attacking me saying, oh, you just hand out bowling shoes for a living. Blah, blah, blah. All this shit. I feel bad for you if you work at a bowling alley. Blah, blah, blah. So I've been battling that the last few days. If you'd like to learn more about the situation, I've posted quite a few videos on it. But I'm trying to let it die down, but I'm also feel a certain way that I feel like I gotta like prove myself to these people. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about, guys. I own my businesses, and then in the summertime I work part-time or full-time at Pet Boys in the summertime because we're not open for them 4 months. So I supplement my income and all that type of stuff. I'm just going back and reading some comments, guys. All right, that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to finish off what we started in the previous live that I started today. We finished it, and now it's time for me to go home. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Sorry to the guys. I had over 100 people watching on the first live stream, but I had to cut it short because I had a couple of customers walk in. So, sorry, guys. Hopefully you watched the second part of this here and got some closure on what we were doing. All right, everybody. I'll talk